Hello, everyone. Hi. How is everyone? We thank you for waiting for us while we were setting up mental health and getting the game all ready to go. We are very excited to have an announcement. I guess I'm just going to jump right into it and explain what's going on. We got a new face here, and I'm very excited about that. Daniel's joining us for this foreseeable future in this campaign, which is super cool. Brand new character, very cool character. I'm very excited to see what Daniel does with her. So I'm very excited. Saying that, Trent is away, and that is because Trent has decided to step away from the tables just for his own sake, and that is okay. Trent may or may not be back, but I'm not 100% sure when that will be. But he is always welcome back because we absolutely love Trent. So Trent will not be playing Oren for the rest of. I'm not sure on the time on that, so I'm just letting indefinitely. Yeah. So he's on hiatus now, so we won't be following Oren's story. Instead, we'll be jumping straight into the Sylfi arc, followed by the following arcs that come after that. So now that that's been announced, let's do what we usually do and introduce our beautiful players, and then we can get this game underway. All right, JP, take it away.
So first of all, how do I light up my inspiration thing? I'm asking because I actually
exclamation
have
mark I, then your number.
Wait, I?
Exclamation mark I 1.
Yeah.
An exclamation mark, then an upside down exclamation mark. Then, did it work?
It should have. Let me double check.
Who knows? Anyway, hello, I'm JP. In this campaign, I play Benedict, the elderly human warlock of the group who is enjoying all of the perks that come with his job promotion, including having a hit squad, because that's pretty funky. I'm guessing if he asked really nicely, he could also probably get someone to go out and get coffee and shit. Yeah. If you like dots and lines, by God, if you like an unholy amalgamation of the two, feel free to check in this Instagram above my head at hops_does_stuff.
Hell yeah.
It's lit up now. Sick.
Next up, Ra.
Hello, my name's Sarah, aka Ra. I play Jang, who is a half-orc ranger. Her current highlight is that she just got a direwolf pup and is very much in love. You can follow me on all the socials and be severely disappointed at my lack of posting at R4HSCAL on all of the socials.
Hells yeah. Next up, M.
Yeah, hello, I'm Em. Tonight I will be playing Ridley, who is a bard warlock paladin, and he's just pretty keen to get... I lost my steam. Keep going with the story. He's keen to get free stuff. Everyone likes free stuff. I do most of the art for the stream. Pretty much if it's not moving, then I probably drew it, and you can check out more on my Instagram at @elysian.art. I am doing a art fight right now, so if you want to attack someone, you can attack me.
What is art fight? How are they attacking you?
Basically, people attack each other by drawing each other's OCs, and then if you attack someone, then they'll likely seek revenge. I'm certainly aiming to try to seek revenge by drawing your OCs as well. I got someone drew Ridley. It made me happy. It's the only one I've got so far. Where is it? There we go.
So someone attacked you?
Yeah.
That's super cool. All right.
Oh, well, actually, no, they revenged me.
They revenged you?
Moving on.
Nice. Ellie.
Gosh. Hey, everybody. My name is Elle, and a special hello to 40 Man, because I haven't seen you in like 100 million years.
We love you,
It's so
40.
good to see you again. I play Sylfi, who is the pink-haired gnome life cleric of the party, who is about to go on a very exciting quest. So I'm very excited going forward. If you like anime and if you like cosplay, feel free to check out my Instagram at symbol.of.peach. Otherwise, catch me here on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Hells yeah. And for the first time in this campaign, Daniel.
Hello, I'm Daniel. I'm lost. I'm playing a new character that none of you know yet, so fuck you. That's my Twitch.
Whoa.
Okay.
Pedal to the metal. He's fanging it. He's out of the gates.
I'm not gonna spoil what the character is.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. I love it.
You can see the name. That's all you get, though.
Okay. All right. We're gonna get this game started in a second. But first, we are gonna do the thingy, which we all love, which is this. And we're back, and I don't know why it does. Oh, there it is. It did the thing. Hi, everyone. Okay, let's get this game kicked off.
Oh, you didn't put in the updated video.
Oh, well, I can do that over the break.
Okay, that's fair.
There's a lot of things, buttons, a lot of updates. All right. Let us begin. The inertia of the teleportation turns your stomachs. Your vision begins to recover as your eyes adjust to your surroundings. As they do, you see cold and ancient stones slick with cave water. The sound of padding drips of water and the sound of panting breaths of those who came from Doom with you echo through this ancient place. The residual magic starts to fade from the permanent teleportation circle, and as it does, you search the faces of all present to find that Orin is not with you. Instead, there is a parcel tied with twine and labeled that it is intended for Sylfi. The note is short and precise. Orin wishes to face his brother alone, and he's not sure if or when he will be back. He wishes you all luck, and for the days to come, and hopes that perhaps one day you will all meet once again. The scene is yours.
I would like to open the parcel.
Hells yeah. It's there that you see a strange magical device in the shape of an orb, braced in fine metals that have filigree that take the form of various magical runes. They work themselves around, completing a circuit.
Have I seen this before?
You have. This was the artifact that was recovered past the stone door near where you met Utag.
Sylfi places it in a pocket within her breast armor, keeping it close to her she tells the information of what has happened to Oren, and you can see that there's a pain stricken across her face. But she finds resolve, taking a deep breath, and looks to the others.
Wait, so where are we?
We're in the dragon's cave. We're in Drake's cave.
As your eyes adjust, you do realize that you aren't in Drake's cave, but in fact, in the elven cave with the teleportation circle that leads to this place, and also the teleportation circle which is used to ascend in and out of Kettlebutton.
Oh, okay. She then realizes what she said and says, wait, no, we're not. Are the 40 orcs and Kaladar's crew and everything with us as well?
Yep.
Yeah. She says, down there leads to is the beginning of the journey towards Senso. And out that way, I dare say, is where the war is.
Punctuating that sentence, you hear the sound of footfalls gently and gracefully making their way across the stone. Daniel, would you please introduce your character?
Earlier than I was expecting.
Yep. This is the thing. It's
Ivan.
straight in. No more whole sessions without a character being introduced.
So as you hear the footfalls, you turn and see this somewhat short, lithe, dark-skinned elf kind of jauntily walking in. You see she has lavender grey hair that's quite long and braided with beads and feathers in it. A nose piercing, an industrial piercing in one ear, and some helix piercings in the other. She's got intricate tattoos running all the way up her arms, the left arm sort of ending in a moon-shaped tattoo and the right arm ending in a sun-shaped tattoo. As she very casually walks up. All right, Benny. Oh, hang on, hang on. One. All right, Benny. What am I doing here exactly?
Yes, about that. First of all, you're on time.
I'm always on time.
Gives a little bit of a...
I'm on time for myself.
That's fair, but I believe our plans have been somewhat changed, but...
And this is why you don't make plans.
Just kind of like, I would have a rebuttal for this, but in this instance, she's right. First things first, I hope none of you mind, but I did invite a friend, and I would have given you a heads up. However,
I've been told I make better impressions face to face rather than in writing, and people try and explain who I am and what I do, and you know, the like.
So, who are you and what do you do?
Oh well, I'm Thorn. At least that's what you can call me. These are the cohorts you've been going around with, then, Benny.
yes. This is Ridley Chance.
Yes, Ridley Chance.
Yes.
I did hear that you went and got your family blade recently. That's a bit of a big step, isn't it?
I did, but how do you know about any of that?
She does that.
And we got Jangavar, or is it? It's not Jangavar anymore, is it? It's Jang of the Chosen Path, yeah?
How do you know me so well?
We don't worry about the details. And, well, you don't look male, so I'm guessing you're Sylfi, not Oren.
Muted.
Muted.
That was muted. Sylfi, a little shell-shocked, is kind of her eyes, her big crystally green eyes, kind of look at you, and her head kind of tilted all the way up. She sort of like nods.
Recently promoted to sainthood, yeah? That's pretty impressive. I never met a saint before. At least they didn't tell me they were a saint if I did meet him. I suppose you haven't told me you're a saint yet either, so maybe people just don't tell you when they're saints.
I suppose everybody has been telling others that I'm a saint. He sort of looks at Benedict.
He just...
Well, it's a pleasure to have you along if Benedict has brought you here.
While our plans have changed, regardless of the situation, she does have a consistent, if not bewildering knack to succeed.
That is why people like me.
Ridley gives her quite a measuring look. He's lit up. He's still got his blade, which is looks fresh forged. And he's sort of dimly lit by that as well. I think the devil's in the details, though.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Right. Just
I do
narrows
like the
his
sword,
eye.
though. That's pretty cool.
He looks like, you can see a little bit of he's just a little bit mollified by that. Looks at Benedict. Seriously, Benny, you've got like 500 grandchildren you could be talking about instead.
Again? This? Hand on my heart, I swear to gods that it was not me that told her.
Can I make an insight check on that one?
You may.
Oh my gosh. This has never happened to me.
Or like,
This is a natural 1 on an insight. I can't tell if Benedict's lying with an 11.
I was gonna say
You have
DC
lucky.
10. You can tell that he's telling the truth.
She's got lots of stuff on her mind as well. I know where I'm going, Josh. I need all the luck I can get.
As she said, this is Thorn. We've worked together in the past.
You still have that stick up your ass, or you got rid of that one yet? I mean, you were still talking about plans. I guess you haven't, have you?
Sylfi cuts you a very cheeky grin, Thorn. She's just like, you've given her a piece of gold.
I mean, he's Avatar now, so if anything, the stick might be bigger.
I
Didn't
do
think
still
it'd be
have a
possible.
tendency to employ forethought and planning, yes. So if by considering my actions before I carry them through, then yes, I still have a
It's less about the
stick up my
considering,
butt.
isn't it? It's more about like when you've got a necromancer threatening an entire populace, why are you going to give them the chance to surrender peacefully?
Well, first of all, if they do take it, it does make our job significantly
Also,
easier.
why spend 8 hours sitting outside a village coming up with a plan when we can already get in and get rid of the problem, lickety split, no trouble, in and out?
I suppose I'm not gifted with your knack for everything just working out.
He does do the
Why
thing.
not? I've been saying that for years. People should just have things work out more often. It's much easier this way.
I hate to cut the reunion short, but we are on a time limit. Do you guys, perhaps if Kaladar's okay with it, would you guys like to come with me? Or would you guys like to help at the city of Ashbourne?
I believe with Oren preferring to face his brother alone.
The city still needs people, though.
Since I'm not quite sure what I'm doing here, I'm going to say it now. Calador, oh wait, no, the other one. Ashbourne, isn't that where that war's going on? I don't do great with war fronts and battlefields and whatnot, so I vote for the other one.
You don't know what the other one is.
Yeah, but I think it's not a war, because I feel like I'd know if there were 2 wars going on, yeah?
I don't remember seeing a war there last time. It can change.
Did I
Anyway,
hear my name?
I don't think you were waiting for my answer anyway. I think you were waiting for the others' answers since you actually know them, and you don't really know me because I just got here.
This is fun.
Kalida,
Yes.
Oren has decided to go at it alone. He doesn't want aid. What have we do with the others? Should they join us? Or should they fight with the city?
You are all free agents. The choice is yours. However, if the reports are true, we will need all the help we can get in recovering Senso.
Right, did you bring any backup? Or at least sort of peers around him as emphasizing the point.
I brought a mage with me. However, I could not spare any others. The mage will help us be able to teleport around places. I am remiss in risking them, as they are the ones that will help us get back to Doom. I would prefer that they stay in this cattle bottom, if possible. You have just me. Trust me when I say, that is a lot. The dragon torso adjusts his obsidian shell, gripping his great sword.
Sylfi goes to stand next to him, clipping her belt and readjusting her holy symbol.
Jang, what of your orc home screamers? Yes, Sharp Tusk. What do you have of us?
I didn't catch what you said, sorry.
Yes, Sharp Tusk. What do you wish of us? There's one of the orcs that you brought with you. 30 of them.
As a player aside, because I missed last session, I haven't had a chance to catch up.
Yeah.
The party's opinion on this?
Come with me to the Emerald City.
As long as we can keep them breathing, I think more help is better for this quest.
We could, so potentially we can have up to 10 people breathing underwater. So we could just say we've got Kalida, Sylfi, Thorn, Benedict, Ridley, Jang, and then 4 pals? Or is that including, and also the mages coming with us, or the mages staying in Kettle?
Mages
Kaldar
staying
wants
in
the
the
mage
city,
to
I
stay at the city, because without the mage, there will be no teleportation, which means that you essentially lose. Oh, you've got word of recall.
I can teleport. I can word of recall us back to Dwayne.
Yeah.
I personally want an arcane mage with us, but
Wouldn't the orcs get stuck though?
The orcs were promised for the Ashbourne fighting as well.
yeah.
Just to float that context there.
I'm
Not to
thinking,
manipulate the choice at all, but that's what you guys told Rash, was that they were going to be promised
yeah.
there. But they are under the command of Jang.
What about we take one with us? Just a new one. Just a new NPC. We'll chuck them in. We'll see how they go. More friends. This could be the chosen one of Valir. That's pretty cool.
Jang will turn to her soldiers and look across each of them. You know what you came here to do, but there is an option for one of you. But only of your own choice. To join us in our own quest, and perhaps seek a new glory. But there is no guarantee that you will return.
They all talk amongst themselves, and they all seem keen for the glory. They start to bicker one among each other, and it looks like there is about to be a brawl.
Do I know any of them particularly well?
You're not sure, no. No names jump out at you.
Is there one that's not fighting, is just more patient and calm, is just standing there with a stern look of respect that sort of stands out above the others?
Give me a insight check.
Oh, 2! So 12!
Yeah, there is one there. Has a ponytail, pulled back hair, muscle-bound structure, great axe at their side. You can see that they've got cuffs that are like hide, fur pointing inwards to give comfort and warmth. They look like a martial fighter. They don't have a direwolf with them.
What about that one, Jang? They seem resolved, calm, collected.
You fought with us. I've seen you with that axe.
Yes, Sharp Tusk.
Will you join us?
It would be my honor, Sharp Tusk.
Then it is decided.
Bows his head in reverence, and everyone looks over with envy.
What is your name?
Dag-er.
Dag-er.
You can call me Dag.
Oh, I like this one.
Have we been warned that this is underwater in game yet?
Oh, Sylfi would have told. I dare say in the downtime, Sylfi would have told you his exploits and what happened.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, she has.
She mentioned she gave us a whole story at one point with the talking dolphin
Barnacle
and stuff.
Brian.
Yeah, but Ridley I don't think he was following that terribly well because it was a bit of a convoluted story with the...
I suppose, like, we went and spoke to Kaladar that afternoon. Orin and then Sylfi then proceeded to tell Kaladar everything as much as they could recall. Again, I guess it's up to you guys if you wanted to be there for that conversation, as if you saw Thorn. No, definitely not. But if you guys were maybe curious about what Sylfi would have been doing, maybe.
Yep.
With that, Benedict will pull Thorn aside, or just more lean in her general direction.
So, our plans have changed quite dramatically. It looks as if we'll be venturing to retrieve Senso.
I don't know what that is.
I'll be perfectly honest. It's one of the artifacts of Valia, and I'm not entirely familiar with it myself.
That's what I don't know what it is. I don't know much about them gods.
Benedict's just like, yeah, true.
But this journey will most likely be rather perilous.
I assumed that's why I came here. I assumed you went, ooh, who's the best at making the best out of impossible situations? And you went, hey, Thorn. And you don't have to answer that because I know that's what you were thinking deep down inside.
Benedict pauses for a moment and gives a firm.
Well, I felt as if I should give you the heads up in case you did want to, well, reconsider.
No.
I like Thorn.
I'd like to think Benedict's leaned in like this, Thorn's leaned in like this, and Sylphia's just like...
Benedict,
it.
Benedict's talking under his breath and Thorn's just answering at full volume.
Benedict talking under his breath is literally just talking to Sylfi.
And it's just echoing anyway all around.
Okay, so we have Dag we have Thorn, Jang, Ridley, Benedict, Kaladar, me. That's it. That's the pals. Elite squad. Activate. And the rest can go where they need to go.
All right.
Kaladar, Avatar, can you arrange accommodations for the rest of the orcs in Kettlebottom or transport if they need to assist in Ashbourne?
We would like to fight. We were told that we would fight in Ashbourne. We will
That's
follow the Sharp Tusk's order.
Says Dagger, looking at the one that spoke out of turn. Nods at Jang.
You'll report to the legions of Valir. Join in the fight.
Just a unanimous cheer bounds off the stony embrace of this cavernous space.
And she sort of like pulls down on Jang. She's like, it's the other way. They'll need to go that direction, and then that direction.
You give the directions and they make their way through the caves and out of sight. The rest of you, the elite squad, is left, and that is Kaladar, the rest of you guys, and Dagar, and also the mage.
What is the mage? Sylfi will ask what the mage's name is.
You look over at this, you assume some sort of elf? They look half elf. You've got blonde hair, light sky blue eyes, very handsome.
Swoon.
This is Soonblater.
Ooh,
Stealing all the names from chat tonight.
I like that one. Alright, so yeah, I guess I'll lead the way into Kettlebottom, see what is fallen of one of these beautiful cities.
Just type in the names, spelling.
Dawn leans over to Ridley. Did I hear you call one of them Avatar too?
Yeah, the big guy.
But I thought Benny was the Avatar.
Well, he's the Avatar of Xantu.
Right.
This one here's the Avatar of Valir. It helps to have a working knowledge of all the different gods.
Do you have
Right.
proficiency
What?
in religion?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Gang, I love that.
So why do they all need an Avatar then? Couldn't they just get one and then like that one would be like super good? That seems like it make more sense to me.
Jang, you should lend Thorn your book, and that will teach them more about the gods.
You see her like unlatch a small bag at her waist and kind of pulls out this quite dog-eared book and offers it to Thorn.
Is this a book on the gods then? Thorn starts
that a-
opening it to a random page.
It is a hand-drawn, almost like a child's drawn it, book about the gods. As you sort of flick through it, it's got like innocently drawn pictures of like a woman sort of sad, and then all of them kind of bringing them gifts and stuff. And then at the end of it, you look and it's like a big rainbow and big sunshine, and she's got this magical tambourine that she's sort of spinning around. And it's got like a little story and poem with it as well. And it talks about what each of the gods bring to the party. And then on the back of it is like a map of Dweem that kind of points out where all of the I'm going to say that all of the hotels are, but all of the temples are in the city.
So, this is your book then? The fearsome half-orc woman?
think I've seen this story before.
Did Jang show you the book as well?
No, it's just an old story, but I've never seen it like this.
Oh, I wrote it. I wrote it for Leneth and for Jang.
That you did. I like the crayons.
Oh, thank you.
It is very colorful, I guess.
She kind of has like a little flush of pink, and then she straightens up herself a little bit. She takes a little bit of pride in her little drawings.
Well, if you're all ready, I'm ready to teleport us down to this kettle bottom. I've got the arcane sequence here, says Suin. Oh well. So,
Is everyone
right.
ready?
Everyone nods. Suin starts speaking the magical words, and the magic circle that you guys are still on starts to ignite with magic once again, bathing the room in this arcane glow. As the words are spoken and the semantic components given, you see the floor once again start to get a surface of this arcane membrane almost. You see a magical portal open up as well. When you're ready, go ahead.
Take a deep breath and go in.
Jang follows.
And this one really goes where you're saying it's going.
I hope so.
He just really swears a little fed up under his breath in Elvish, and then hesitates a little more and steps through.
Benedict will hold on to his hat and...
I don't know why I had to meet him here if we've got... Anyway, and she also jumps through.
And that's everyone through, including Dagar, and Suin will come down with you as well. Okay. As your eyes adjust, you are immediately met by gnome guards. In their company are these large metallic forms, big bruiser type in shape. They are completely made out of metal. The gnome guards themselves have these masks with this glowing light in front of them, so you can't make out their faces. They all aim guns at you.
Sylfi steps forward. Do you remember me?
You see them making micro movements as if they're communicating, but you can't hear any of the communication. The visor comes down. No, sorry. Walking into the room with a heavy duster, a leather duster, a hat that looks very much like a cowboy hat, big pink mutton chops, and a goatee that sits underneath. You see what looks like whoever's in charge. They look over. Well, sis.
She just like bolts forward, embraces him.
I know, I missed you too. Come on.
She doesn't let go.
Breathe, Sylfi. You got so strong. Come on now.
She sort of just starts to let go as well. You're alive.
Glad I am. It's hard to kill me. You know that.
She just sort of puts her head on his chest.
I think I've got some internal bleeding now.
These are my friends.
Right.
They're a little different from the last crew, but I wish I could say that I was here on better business.
Well, hopefully this whole mess will be done soon.
I hope so too. Is Tatiana okay?
She's doing all right.
She sort of just sort of falls into his chest, a little speechless.
All right, it's okay. If the info that we've gotten recently is true, and this fight is coming to an end.
We're gonna make sure of that.
Yeah.
And she sort of wipes away, sort of like an overwhelming emotion, sort of turns to the others. This is my brother Gio. Everyone. This is everyone.
Well met, everyone.
Ridley steps forward and extends a hand, leaning down a little, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Gio's as short as Sylfi as well, but yeah, he leans down, extends a hand. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine.
Jang drops down into a squat and looks from Gio to Sylfi.
Gio's, from memory, was like almost a dwarf. From memory, he was like real stocky, and built like a brick house. So yeah, there's still quite a height difference, but something that's very evident is just the same color mustache that he's got is the exact same shade of hair that Sylfi has.
Jang's quite tall, so she would have crouched regardless. And when she looks at you, she goes, "You said you had family with pink hair, but I couldn't quite picture it till now."
Every one of us.
So, tell me, why are you all here?
Unfinished business, actually. When we came down here before, through the breach, we lost a friend.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
that friend carried something very important to Kaladar here. We're going to retrieve that. Make sure it doesn't slip into the wrong hands.
Sylfi, you know you're not meant to be bringing people down here, let alone telling them how to teleport down here. His eyes flick up to Suin. I know you have a big and trusting heart, but you endanger us all when you do these things.
I wouldn't do this if it didn't mean that the world wasn't in danger.
Well,
This relic could end the war. It could change things.
yeah. I've been out there fighting some, trying to make a difference.
It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bad. Right.
Hopefully,
Well, is there anything I can do to help? Let me know. I'm assuming you're going through the
breach.
way. Yeah, okay. Luckily enough, we haven't seen any more hellhounds coming through there, so at least we have that going for us.
I think it's best that we just keep moving forward as quickly as possible.
Alright. Well, I'll have the Tursog lead you through. I'll let the others know.
I don't want Tatty to worry.
You know, it's hard to figure out exactly what's going through that mind of your sister's, so she will react how she wants to react, and that's just how it is. You're both fairy spirits.
Just tell her not to be stupid. Just tell her that.
Can you imagine if I said that to Tati or you? Don't be stupid. I tried to tell you that before you left the burrow. You went and did it anyway. I can tell you that now. Don't go down there. Don't be stupid. You're gonna go down there. You both have always had a free spirit, and you're always gonna. So I just have to let you be your wayward selves, going on your adventures and meeting people and making friends and doing all that. You know, if I try to restrain you at all, then it's just gonna make things worse. Or
We've always been too small. We usually figure out a way.
yeah, that's right.
She sort of grabs his hand and sort of holds it in both of hers, just sort of running her fingers over the top of the palm, just affectionately. I spoke to Mum.
You did?
Yeah.
How was she?
She sounds well.
Man, I worry about them. With all that mess that's happening back in the bar, I haven't had any correspondence since. Did they speak about much of the situation that's going on there?
They said it was messy, but everyone was still okay.
All right.
And Dad's still doing inventions.
Yeah.
And he's keeping well.
Well. But boy, I don't even know how to sort that whole mess out. All I know is that the king and the queen were gonna have to come to some sort of accord before there's peace there again.
Maybe I could talk to them one day.
I have no doubt that you would be able to do that. From what I've heard. With what's going on up there.
There's a lot going on up there, that's for sure. There's a lot. She sort of looks down at her hand. We've lost a lot, but we've gained a lot as well.
That's it.
Yes. Did you know angels exist?
Yeah, I saw them flying around the sky with their blazing swords and slashing through scores of demon. They're pretty impressive. I don't even know what to make of it.
Benedict leans over to Thorn. That was us.
I did actually know about that one.
Kind of ourselves about it too.
See, turns out, when you open the rift to a celestial plane, people tend to find out about it, and the word sort of gets around.
I wasn't there for that part. I was afterwards.
Sylfi, I don't know if you can see him bite his lip as he catches his thought.
What's on your mind?
I don't want to trouble you. We got so much going on and weighing on you already.
We're family. We share our burdens.
Right. Are you sure? I don't want to make this harder on you.
It's like saying, Sylfi, don't open the box, and then leaving me in the room with the box. What do you think I'm going to do?
I'm just going to take the box away. Yeah, shoot. I don't know.
What's going on, brother?
You have a right to know. D-Doc went missing. Tati's looking for him. She's not here. I don't know where she is.
Her eyes sort of fall down. She's studying. She's reflecting, thinking.
Now, I wouldn't tell you that if I didn't think you couldn't handle it. Saint of Lanath. Come.
You heard about that.
I did. That's all they can talk about up there.
I might know who to talk to. I have a friend, and she and Triceal are pretty close.
Well, I think that is something that we will have to see to at a later date.
She gets out a little piece of paper from her bag, a little crayon, writes down, oh my lord, my brain is like a sift tonight. What's the Triceal? Yisha. Should I send Yisha's name and says, yeah, like writes down Yisha's name, Dweem, Avatar, Triceal, and then like signs it from Sylfi, gives it, like folds it up and gives it to Geo, and said, I don't know what the future is, and the way this world works. Any tough turn is one that we must be scared of sometimes. So if I don't come back from where I'm heading, this can help. She can help us.
You see a flash of anger coming at his face and dismay. I wish I could come with you on this. I have to trust you on this. You keep on fighting, okay? This will be done soon. You can see his nostrils flaring and tears coming into his eyes.
She grips his hand tighter and holds it.
All right now, go on,
After
kid.
this.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Go ahead. Say your words.
After this, and when it's all done, let's just go home.
I love that. Now, I don't want to be crying in front of you, so you have to get. Go on. Take him. The Tursogs clank and clatter as they come to your side to give you an escort. You see the glowing visors of them look over and communicate with each other as they come to the front and the back of your small entourage. Don't worry, they won't bring you any harm. They're just making sure you get through safe and sound. Good luck.
You too.
Ridley had been fastidiously pretending that he couldn't overhear every single word. just playing with his cuffs and examining his braces and things. As they start walking, he's just... so can we expect to run into a lot of your family, your friends, or special someone?
No, actually. It was just my brother and my sister here. There's a war between the gnomes, the king and the queen. All my family is locked behind a different line. Geo and my sister Tati managed to get through the line. As for a special someone, she sort of looks down, sort of kicks her feet a little. Not in this lifetime, Ridley. And keeps walking. She sort of bites her lip, sort of looking over her shoulder, looking over at Geo as the distance starts to pass.
He waves as you go. You walk through the city of Kettlebottom. You can see the metallic buildings have been crushed by various parts of debris that has fallen from the roof and the various quakes that happen with the huge combat that's happening above. You do see this glow of multicolored light coming off from the distance. There's this building that's made out of this liquid metal, almost like a quicksilver. You can see that most of the people that were here have been removed. The only ones that remain are the gnomes, as they are still in a bad way above on the surface, so they don't want to risk leaving this place.
Sylfi kind of looks towards the Tursog, and then she sort of has this moment of realization that none of her party members know what Tursog are.
They are bipedal, just for everyone's minds, they are bipedal constructs, very much akin to Warforged.
And are they?
Yeah,
Are they about gnome height, or do they tower over all of us?
tower. They're very large.
a lot of HP and they hit like a truck.
Yeah.
They're full of surprises. Yeah, Sylfi is very reflective in this moment. She's got a lot on her little mind. She sort of spares a memory and a thought to when she first saw the Tursog. She spares a thought to Ashkin and Pog, and the adventures of what happened. She's sort of having flashbacks of when they were here last as they walk along.
You remember the Tursog that was being torn apart by hellhounds, and that you guys were all over there trying to help, but you saw what was underneath their metallic carapace. You also remember the sound of that beeping noise coming from in the chest, and then the massive explosion that happened.
The moment that, like, the realization at the table when the beeping started, we were like, what do we do? I guess we'll just put our fist into it and find out. I do want to spare just a quick sight to the scene, if I can, or to the house Sylfi ran into. If it's still standing, if it's been repaired.
They haven't had much time for repairs here, so you look over and you can still see that it's mostly destroyed. It hasn't been repaired at all. It isn't burning, which is good.
That's huge, actually. That's so she's just also flashbacks to what happened and leading forward.
Catches you looking at the house in particular, and then looking around at all the other debris. She muses out loud. What is this, such ugly things, you know? There's much cleaner ways to go about solving your problems, if you ask me.
Yeah, there's been a lot of destruction here, that's for sure.
It's not... Hang on. Furious love. Hang on.
Gotta find your words.
I am muted, bro.
It must be difficult returning to a place like this.
I've seen a lot. I've watched people die over and over and over again. I've seen hurt and destruction and flames that would leave nothing behind. And she sort of looks up at you. But where we're heading, that was the first time I saw death. And where we're going is the first time I realized I couldn't help anyone. That I needed to get stronger. It's hard to be back here. I'm sorry. Sorry, I shouldn't have. I'm okay. It's
You don't have to apologize, love. Death is hard on everyone, even people like me.
Yeah. There were a lot of friends that I had here. We had a lot of fun. And she sort of points over to in the direction of a cape. If that's still there, actually, in a general direction.
A cape? So sorry?
The cloak seller that Pog bought his cloak from.
Oh, right.
I'm not quite sure if that building is still going to be there, though.
No, it's not there.
Yeah.
Building is a very special building.
Yes, it is. She points over in the general direction. I'm just going to say in this moment that Sylfi doesn't recall that in particular piece of info. She says, a friend and I got lost in a contract over that way. I don't quite know what befell of that contract. And she sort of points there, and she's like, and over there there were demon hounds. And over there everyone nearly died. Again. sort of gives you like a little tour as she walks through just general knowledges and different things that happened.
Benny does have a habit of keeping interesting companions around.
Where did you and Benedict meet?
Around. Doing
Around?
stuff, places, things.
Anywhere in particular?
South, north, one of them.
South, but not east or west.
But I suppose technically it was east or west as well, but like I don't know, it was more south or maybe more north. I don't know. It wasn't in the middle.
Well,
out in the middle.
Well, was it nice?
No.
Oh. Did Benedict not? Was not Benedict not very nice, or was?
Benny's always been lovely.
Oh.
To me, at least.
Well, that's good. Yeah, no, he's
No, you know what? No, Benny's too lovely, and you might have the same problem. In fact,
me too. I think that's a compliment. I'm not quite sure though.
I'm like that.
Have you ever had a biscuit from Benedict's secret stash?
He's got a secret stash?
Yeah, it's in the room and the Life Giver's loom and Dweem, and it's just above the light. There's a piece in the roof that you can pull out, and if you go in there and you pull that, I shouldn't tell you that actually.
Lanky bastard.
But the biscuits are rather delicious.
I'll bet they are. Keeping secrets from me? No one does that. You see that she seems actually genuinely annoyed as she continues
slightly miffed.
You guys enter the hall, which starts to it's naturally formed, but you continue to walk down this tunnel, and as you do, it starts to descend. You eventually pass a place that is filled with fire and steaming water. Looking over there, Sylfi, you know that that's not the way, so you continue to descend deeper into the earth.
There's still like fire and stuff though?
Yeah.
Oh, gotta take a little mental note of that little bit of tidbit information. That's where Imix was for meta knowledge, guys. Yeah, so Sylvi has a contemplative look and a tilted head of curiosity. She looks over there, resolving herself, looking down at the arm that used to carry Guardian's promise. She runs her hand over the white gauntlet, looking to Kalidar and says, it's this way.
I will.
Continuing to delve deeper into the earth. Was there any other roleplay that anyone wanted to do? Bring up any questions or say anything?
I actually was thinking something, which was quite simple. Sorry, just double checking. I was about to check it. I didn't realize we were about to run out of time. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, so as they're walking, and honestly it seems to go on quite a while, Ridley just sort of gently begins to hum and then quietly sing an old ballad that's actually got its roots in Fae. So a lot of the lyrics are in Sylvan, even though he doesn't fully understand them. He glances at Thorn from time to time to see her reaction to the Sylvan parts in particular, but it is quite a heroic ballad. As you walk, you sort of, even for the lyrics that you don't understand because it's a mix of Elvish and Sylvan, you start to get the feel of the song, and then after 10 minutes,
Inspiring Leader will have been cast.
Yay!
And everyone gets 20 HP.
Oh, nice.
Temp HP. Yeah.
Could you do a quick insight for me?
Oh, I don't know.
I speak Sylvan, I'm pretty sure.
Not Elvish. That is a 21.
You actually notice that she is making a pointed effort to not react. That's about it, though.
His eyes narrow, just a glint of amber showing through in the dim light, and says nothing. He continues to hum.
I didn't know you could speak Sylvan.
He looks at Thorn as he responds. I can't really, only a few words.
Where did you learn it?
Oh, this song I learned as a child. So, I don't fully understand it. But I know the story. The meaning's wonderful.
What's the story?
It's not unlike our story. Heroes looking for... it goes from battle to battle. And it gets harder and harder. And they make a lot of sacrifices, but in the end, most of them come home. He just looks again at Thorn.
Jang,
Sylfi.
do you think that they will tell stories of Orkong and sing songs about it?
Without doubt. You've yet to see what my clan does to celebrate. I think you'd like it.
I'm sure I would.
We see a bit of it. So for Ra's knowledge, last time we did celebrate a little bit after we won that victory. Though we were in various states of disarray and all partly dead for the celebrations. But it was a good time, and Jang did some, what's it called, play fighting?
Dance moves.
Boogie down.
Yes, there was a dance-off.
Capoeira.
Yeah, so we did see a little bit of it, but you can obviously roll with how much of that was.
I'll say Jang's referring more to like the big celebrations, like proper celebration, as opposed to a victory. Yeah, like full on months in preparation kind of thing.
Well, if you didn't meet Benedict north, south, east, or west Thorn, whereabouts did you hail from?
If you want a song, why don't you get Pretty Boy here to write one? I hear that's what he does.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Really more about the music than the words.
Yes.
Maybe Benedict could write a song. And Ridley, you could write the music. And then Jang, you could do the dance moves.
If it's an Orcish song, perhaps Jang should write the lyrics, because I don't believe the rest of you know how to speak Orcish, although I could be wrong.
No.
A little bit.
Aptitude, so I will decline this task, unfortunately.
It's not the hardest language to learn, it's just back of the throat, you know?
Can we say that just for the little period of this journey that we all get to learn a few words of Orcish?
Ridley will definitely teach what he knows, which I ran by Josh. Basically, just, I don't know if you remember the Playboy post we did ages ago with the dogs, but they were trained in Orcish, so he knows all dog commands, and that's all his Orcish knowledge. Sit, stand, fetch. And that is what he shares.
Amazing.
Oh, I'm going to write these down. Everybody, we should all just like teach each other bits of words in different languages.
I feel like Jang could probably make fun of his accent because I doubt he does the rough stuff very well.
When Ridley says what he knows of Orcish, she just kind of looks at him and goes, "Just don't start using them on me."
I can't think of a comeback to that that's not going to get him punched.
The trek eventually comes to a small cliff. However, at the top of this cliff, there's a bowl that gathers naturally falling water. There is like this small inlet of water that sort of drizzles and laps over the edges of the cliff itself. As you start to look out beyond this cliff, you can see that there is this bramble of vines and thorns. However, they are made out of stone, petrified in place for all time.
How did we get through these last time? Was it statue?
Is that what's about to happen?
I'm pretty confident that statue was the one who got us through the brambles. Can I look around to see if statue is here?
You cast your gaze out. Give me a perception check.
I'm using a lucky. My lord, that was another natural one. That's not too bad. 18.
18? You can't see statue.
Sorry, what exactly are we looking at again?
Just a massive field of stone, vines, and thorns.
Was this part of the journey not in your plans, or?
No, it was. I'm pulling on meta knowledge from 2.5 years ago. Did we go under them?
Give me a history check.
Oh my lord, that's a natural 20. So 24.
You guys manipulated through the vines and thorns without any aid.
How though?
You had to dip, weave, and duck, and just try not to take any damage, or the least amount of damage as you possibly could.
Okay. Well,
Ridley pulls up his sword. Should I?
They are made of stone. Last time we were here, we just went through them. You might get a few bumps and bruises on the way there, but we all managed to make it through the other side.
He looks a little disappointed as he lets his sword just disappear.
Thorn limbering up behind you all, stretching.
Benedict turns his gaze to Kaladar.
Kaladar looks back at Benedict.
I have no idea how I'm going to get through that.
I can at least let a couple of us go over it. And Thorn,
Yes, Benny.
do you have the bag?
I thought you'd never asked.
I really didn't want to.
Who? You know these people better than I do. Who?
Well, I was thinking that I could make, well, those of them that have no hope of getting through unscathed.
Looks to Kaladar.
Fly over it, and I would go in the bag.
What bag is
How
it?
you think, Benny? Oh, this is just he's refused time and time again to let me do this, despite the fact that it's the best plan I have ever come up with. It has gotten me through countless exfiltrations, But no. Ooh, you can only breathe for about 10 minutes, if that, in there. Cowardly. Anyway, Benny's gonna hop in the bag, and I'm gonna get him through. It's a really big bag. Like a really big bag.
Oh. Why don't you want to go in the back, Benedict?
Because it's humiliating.
Oh. I'm sure none of us will tell anyone.
Benedict
Sorry.
just looks at Thorn.
Literally, I'm just gonna say Sylfi did the same thing.
Yes.
That being said, it is an open offer. If any of the rest of you are particularly worried about making it through this rocky bramble here, open offers to hop in the bag.
There is the issue of breathing, however.
If someone's flying, they can just carry me. I'm not awfully heavy.
That's... Oh, sorry, you go?
I can do my best to guide you through as well.
Oh, Ranger.
I have land stride, which helps me.
There's also the option of, we'll just cut it down.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, part of me thought of Super Mario and just getting Kaladar to, like, jump into the shell and rolling
Roll
him
through.
And we'll get points.
So from, like, you mentioned just before that it's submerged in water like it's got water and the
I
brambles
don't know.
are
So the
above
podium
water?
that you guys are aloft on, looking down on the bramble, is like got a small pool of water that gathers here and just sort of laps over the edge.
Right, that's right.
So,
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah,
where
you look
Ilkley
out.
went swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, alrighty. So yeah, we just go
Okay.
through the brambles.
Kaladar and Dag, they can fly. Like, I'll cast fly on those three. Jang can carry Sylfi, and Ridley, the bastard, can fly by himself. Forgot
Yeah.
about that.
No, he's just chilling here. He's like, wait to see what everyone else wants to do.
Alright, that's definitely the plan.
I can make 3 of us fly, and then I will get in the bag. And Thorn will transport me over the brambles.
Why? I don't understand why he seems so upset about this plan.
I think it's a wonderful plan.
Exactly. Again, open offer. If anyone else wants to get in the bag,
Sylphi's kind of like
By all
walking
means.
over to Jang already. I'm flying, Jang.
Up, please.
Up.
Ridley watches Benedict as he hops in the bag and just like,
He's gonna cast fly before he hops in the bag.
Okay.
So, have we decided on who's gonna fly?
Technically me, but I'm not actually.
Are we happy for Jang, Dag, and Kaladar?
Yep.
So,
I should offer as well, since I'm not going to be flying. Do you want someone else to carry you in the bag above the brambles?
I can carry you.
you can have in my bag if you like.
Or the... I like that plan too.
There's some other junk in there too, though. I'm not sure if it's going to be uncomfortable.
That does. Thank you for reminding me. Thorn, is there anything or one in the bag?
I don't think so. There are things in the bag, but like they should be fine. I don't think there's anyone in there. Last I checked, which was a while
Since you
ago.
checked.
It's been a while since I put anyone in the bag, so trust me, if someone's in the bag, they won't bother you.
Splendid. Well, Dagger, Jang, Kaladar, if you would.
They all make their way over and start piling into the bag.
No.
Oh, no, they're flying.
They're
Oh,
flying.
so sorry. Yeah.
They need to be within touch range of Benedict.
Yep. They make their way over. So it was Dagar. Who else? Kaladar.
Kaladar?
And Jang.
And Jang.
Sure. Yeah. My bad.
If the wizard's coming, I'm assuming the wizard knows fly.
Suan was left back. So sorry, I forgot to describe it. Suan was left back at the teleportation circle, sweating bullets.
Just like a million gnomish
Yeah.
ones pointed at him.
Didn't say a word though, because was just like, okay, this is my
Or
station.
just put them in with Cammy.
Yeah, just like, this is where I am. Somehow my laugh alluded to this, so.
Benedict waves his hand in front of Jang Kaladar and Dag, and as he does, little black feathers trail behind his fingers before out the back of Jang and Dagger's back, these colossal spectral raven wings sprout, granting you 60 foot of fly. Kaladar's, I imagine, thanks to his black obsidian shell, would take on a more like glassy, almost crystalline appearance instead of that kind of delicate feathered texture.
Hell's yeah.
Once that's done, looking completely and utterly defeated, Benedict will hop in the bag. One leg
Before
in.
his head disappears. Oh, wait, sorry, you go.
Just one leg in, then the other, and holding onto his hat and shimmying down.
Just before his head goes in. Right, you did never answer that. Do you want me to take you through the brambles, or do you want someone to fly you over in the back?
You can go ahead, and I think you'll derive the most enjoyment out of this.
I will. Anyway, if you steal anything from me, I'll cut you.
As Benedict was going into the bag, Ridley was just going to comment as his angel wings sprout from his back in a golden feathery haze. You seem rather practiced at this.
Look, it's a rather good method of transporting people, because I can do a lot of things that other people can't, and if they're in the bag, I can bring them with me.
Sure.
I don't think there's anyone in the bag besides them at the moment, though. Should be fine.
Kaladar takes to the skies with sheer glee. And so do the others.
Flying turtle.
Comment. Benedict just gives a. As he.
Sylfi being held in Jang's
Ridley just.
Oh, you go first, Em.
Sorry, he was just going to like look at Thorn again with just that slightly, you're not sure exactly what he's, he seems a little distrustful, I suppose, is the word, and he's just.
You want to get in the bag
ladies first?
too?
I don't know, by all means.
Oh, I thought that's why you were looking at me.
I just
Sure.
thought she should go.
There's room for two.
Got wings.
As Jang is holding Sylfi, depending on how she's holding, as Benedict kind of submerges, Sylfi whispers into Jang's ear, "I never thought I'd see him shorter than me."
Never thought I'd see anyone shorter than you.
I love that.
Jang tucks Sylfi like against her right shoulder, and then takes 2 running steps and kind of like leaps off the platform before taking up into the air.
Whee! Hold on.
Hell's yeah. Alright. As the bramble below you flashes by, you eventually come to the clearing, which is the edge of this massive expanse of thorns. As you land, you can see that there is this podium that once held a statue, and collected at its base is various fragments of stone. The words "crack me up" still written on that podium. The door lay open, awaiting your entrance.
I met a friend here, and Oren told a joke, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember the joke though. But we got a very kind friend to help us. I wonder what happened to her. And then she continues walking. Oh no, wait. She just tells Jane this.
Alright. As you guys pass through the door, we're going to take a... Yes.
I was just also going to say quickly, because I think Thorn didn't have a fly speed. Ridley can give themselves a fly speed though.
So you're still going to go through the vines themselves.
Thorn's
Do you have
going through the brambles.
Do you have any way of getting through?
I mean, she's got a lot of sort of ways. She's got some teleports and stuff, you know.
Okay.
She's also pretty acrobatic.
Okay.
Also, if it helps at all, can offer some advantage at any point. Ridley will call out navigation where it might help, as he can see from above where the toughest spots are.
Give me an acrobatics or athletics check to go through. You can have advantage due to Ridley's help, unless you want to use your magic to teleport through.
No, I can save the magic. 26.
Okay.
As she doesn't really like, as soon as Ridley's like ladies first, she sort of smirks and then immediately jumps down and just starts sort of deftly weaving between all the brambles, jumping over the ones that are too low. Mostly she's glad for the occasional advice on which direction to head, but the actual maneuvering she seems to have herself.
Through the exertion, not necessarily being scratched or caught by any of it, you will take 9 HP.
That slightly eats into the temp HP.
Ever so slightly.
Just a little.
It's a little bit. Alright, but you eventually come through that bramble, and you can see the others waiting for you, who are, not all of them, as some are still in the bag of holding, but...
I like to think that JP's face just then is exactly what Benedict's face is, just sitting there. Are they done yet?
We're going to take
Can he just pop his head out every now and then and just...
It's a question I've asked a lot. Can someone retrieve themselves from a bag of holding?
I mean, we put a chicken in, half out at one point.
Yeah, tied on Elvin's neck.
We are going to take a quick break here, get up, make some tea, stretch our legs, come back, and see to the rest of this journey into the God's Eye, which will be interesting to see after being away for so long. So, thank you so much for being here. We will be right back. Give us 10 or 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere because we've got a lot more story to tell. We love you very much. Where is this? On you! Now we're back. All right. You guys await, looking on at the open hall into that leads further into this complex. The scene is yours. What would you like to do?
Well, that's the next way. Oh, Benedict. Oh, Benedict.
Oh, shit. Does anyone know how long it's been? Oh, shit. Wait.
An hour.
Oh.
Dawn opens the bag, reaches in a hand.
You are
Is
just
it-
rated to like a top-down view of.
I was gonna say, can I like look into the bag and see? I'm so curious about what it looks like.
I can't remember if it was Ridley or Corbell who knew that Benedict didn't need to breathe. Because
It would have been.
got really worried about him. Because no, it was Ridley. He laid back to rest.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain he doesn't need to breathe anyway.
Are you serious? I rushed through that so that you could get out in time, you know? Are you seriously telling me that you don't need to breathe? And I could have just leisurely walked through.
Pulls himself out. Yet you still took your time. No, I do not need to breathe anymore. One leg out, other leg out.
I'll have you know,
Himself off.
I got a little tired from doing that, so I pushed myself quite hard, actually.
Well, I appreciate the effort. Thank you, Thorn.
I helped.
And thank you too, Ridley.
Unless Jane puts me down, I'm going to utilize my ability to not have to walk for a bit.
I think she's landed, but yeah, like he's probably still holding you because it's just.
Hell yes. Gnome things. Yeah, so Sylfi will point in the direction. It's through that way.
All right. You pass through the doors and walk the darkened hall before coming to the room where, well, it was the place that blood was spilt. This is where Utag once resided.
Oh. I don't go make myself feel sad.
You can still hear the echoes of the voices bounding through this place. However, they are phantoms because you cannot see anyone here casting them.
Sylfi will spare a moment, reflecting, thinking, and then something dawns on her all of a sudden. Her eyes widen. Don't touch anything. No gold, no silver, nothing on the floor. Just keep your eyes forward. I can't stress that enough.
As you guys walk further into the room, you can see that there is several halls that lead off on the north, east, and western wall from you coming from south. In the northern hall, you can see that there is a scattering of coins grinning at you.
We had a tabaxi with us at one stage, and they touched something in that room, and it might sound crazy, but my soul was taken out and put into my friend's body, and we all swapped.
Sylfi, it also occurs to you that this is where the artifact that Oren gave you originated.
Oh, that's right. She puts a hand over her chest and sort of holds it, taking memory of it. She also spares a memory to the corner of the room as well. To those watching her, you'd see her, sort of her face sink as she recalls a memory of when Ashkin lost control over the axe that had cursed him and that he attacked her. And that was the first time she'd sort of seen rage and anger and chaos in that moment. And in that moment, she chose to forgive him. It was a very heavy moment for her. And the beginning of Ashkin and Sylfi's friendship.
Now, just hear me out. What if I don't technically touch anything?
I wouldn't risk it, because I didn't touch it, and I was affected by it.
But someone touched it. And what if no one touched it while still seeing what's in there?
I would humbly request, if not beg of you, not this time. Come back after, later. Not with us there. I don't want to go through that again.
I really narrows his eyes at
Like
Thorn.
everyone else.
He's sort of walking at the back of the party, watching, making sure that no one's fingers get sticky, I suppose.
Trust me, love, if I actually wanted to take it without being seen, you wouldn't see me.
I'd still feel better this way.
You do, you pretty boy.
Just scowls.
You possibly remember the story of when I met a giant. This is where I met Utag, actually. He was trapped here.
I don't recall this story.
Well, that's pretty much it. He's very kind, but very forgetful. Benedict?
Are you trying to talk, JP? You're muted.
Is he still in the bag? Get him out of the bag!
Can you hear?
Oh,
Yeah,
now
I can hear you now, yeah.
You talking too quiet?
You freed Utag from memory, yes?
Yeah.
How exactly did you do that?
My back hurts.
I suppose I had help. And then she sort of puts down and keeps walking.
All right. You know to lead everyone to the left, which is the western wall.
She sort of takes a moment, sort of almost goes right, thinks for a second and says, Oren said left here. And then she redirects and goes left. And does the finger thing.
Before too long, you come to that room that is filled with water. It laps at the edges of the drop-off.
Here it is. This is the start. Are you all ready?
Well, as ready as I can be. Yes.
What's everyone's passive investigation, please?
Investigation.
24.
14.
Same as Sylfi.
10.
24,
Yeah,
14,
10.
10. Thorn. Water doesn't look like that.
Oh, it doesn't look like that.
It is brackish and red.
See, I'm not colorblind, but maybe the rest of you are. Water's not normally red, actually.
Is that the blood?
It's so dark, how can you tell?
Don't question me.
I have a passive investigation of 24.
I'm gonna kneel down and inspect the water. Not touch it. Just want to make that very clear. Touching the water just yet.
Yeah, you do see that it is a deep and dark red.
Is this another one of those situations where I shouldn't touch it?
This wasn't like this when we came down here last time. Does it look like blood, or does it look just like water that's now red?
How would blood look? It's hard to discern.
Ridley blinks a few times, squinting, and his eyes become brighter than they should be in the darkness, and he uses his Eldritch Sight to detect magic.
All right. One moment.
He squats down as he looks at it.
There is a glow to it. Transmutation. Without tasting it, there's no other way to tell whether or not it's blood.
Shoddy not it.
Looks like it's affected by transmutation.
That one sounds fine overall, right? If it was like one of the ones like evocation or necromancy, that one's generally bad. Or like enchantment, I might be a little worried. But if it's transmutation, how much harm could it really be doing?
Don't know till you know what it is. Do you want to taste it?
I don't mind.
Oh,
Finger in the water.
It's
We'll
cold.
start with the finger in the water.
Okay, finger in the water. There's no apparent effects. You're not damaged or electrified or anything like that. But it is thick. It's on the gluggier side of water. As you
Keep in mind, you have one
Yeah.
stack of quivering palm applied to you.
Jang positions herself with her spear as though she's ready to just knock Thorn back if anything happens.
as you taste the water, it has the taste of iron, akin to blood.
That does taste like blood. I don't know what else I was meant to get out of that, though.
there was a forge down there. From memory. Kaladar, what do you think of this?
I do not think it bodes well. I have never seen so much blood before. You said that there was life down there.
There was, but this omen almost feels as though there might not be much more left.
This Suan you spoke of. Did you see the creature?
I'm afraid not. Our journey came to an end soon before then. And perhaps I can cast Sending and see if an ally still exists. They're a ghost, technically. I don't quite know if it'll work, but surely Suan couldn't kill a ghost twice if possible.
Did you get closer to the bone fields? Did you see anything there?
We saw... to Josh. We saw a ziggurat, didn't we?
The ziggurat amongst the field, almost a landfill of bones.
And
There
that
were
was where the
small
tornado
creatures
was.
that were pushing it aside. The tornado was outside of that membrane.
Okay.
So it was the membrane, the maelstrom, and then Sharkana.
Membrane, Nelson. Right. We saw the ziggurat, and And she sort of describes the scenery of what she saw before.
From what you're telling me, I'm not sure what could cause this.
Let me see if I can contact someone, a friend perhaps. Sylfi just sort of walks off to the side. I'm going to see if I can contact with sending Echo. Now, from memory and from my notes, I gave Echo an item, but never ever gave her a question. So I'm thinking in this moment I'm going to use that question if they answer back, of course. So Sylfi goes over to sort of just off to the side a little, and she gets out a little stone, a little pink orb, places it in her hands. Her eyes kind of burst with like a golden energy for a second. She sort of looks into the stone. Echo, I wonder if you'll recall who I am. It's Sylfi. We want to come back and help. Can you tell us how to get to where we need to go? Through the blood.
Okay. There is no reply. Knowing the variables of this spell, that does not bode well.
Well, they didn't reply, and that is not good news. But I'll try the other that I know, and I would like to.
I did just have a thought, just quick before we do that, and we probably should have done this before I went and stuck my finger in it too. Does anyone know that spell that you can use to figure out what spells are being affected by other things? Because I don't really know any spells, but I did know people who knew spells and they could figure out what spells were currently affecting other things, and I can't do that.
Like identify.
That's the one.
Usually more what Aaron did.
Yeah. Lilith didn't grant me that one today.
Then we probably shouldn't have left him behind. The wizard would have been useful for this one too, actually. All right, back to your plan.
Have you seen anything like this, Calador?
I have not.
I'm gonna try and contact Barnacle Barnacle Brian, who is how I know him as. But I think I'm gonna contact. Oh no, because sending is only on this plane of existence, right? So would a ghost be on this plane of existence? I don't think so.
I mean, if they're...
Oh no, you can even send them to other planes of existence.
If you've interacted with them on this plane, then they're on
technically
the
on
plane,
this.
but just originating from...
I will try Barnacle Brian. Or Barnacle Bill.
It was Barnacle Brine, because the pun was that you're in salt water, which is a brine. It was more Barnacle Brine.
than Brian.
One of the old, oh yeah, here it is. Barnacle Brian, Ghost Pirate.
Yeah. Go ahead.
She will start with Barnacle Brian. It's Sylfi. It's been a while. We've returned. Would you meet us at the meeting point? Or tell us how to get through the blood?
I could, yes. However, you must know that things have changed down here. We all serve Senso now.
Oh.
What? Sylvi's face changed, but it's just like, what is it?
Now, I know I'm fairly certain I have words left.
Yes, you have
Okay.
25 words.
So, yes, I could. However, things have changed. We also have Sensor now 10, so I got 15 words left.
Should I bring you to our glorious leader?
Sylvie's eyes widen. You can see the whites around her. She sort of like pauses and then sort of like slowly looks up at Calidar.
What is it?
They serve Senso now.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I don't know much about Senso. What do you know about Senso other than the small bits? Who is Senso?
I gotta be careful not to slip into Barnacle Brian's voice.
Yar!
Senso is a blade, a weapon. Is not sentient. Could not lead. It is wielded by the worthy. So perhaps someone is wielding it and calling themselves as the blade's name. I'm not sure.
The Aboleth, the Suan, they wanted to become a god. What if this blade that they've found has quickened their journey, and the more that worship Suan, the more powerful they become? A blade of the gods would certainly aid its nature.
I do not tempt the comprehension of the weird. I do not know much of these aboleths and lithids. They hide in these secret places. Perhaps. Yes. I cannot be sure.
My ally that I contacted, they offered to take us to Senso. I worry that if I am right, pray I'm not, that it could be a very, very dangerous path. Should we charge in head first? Or should I inquire further and see if there's a haven for us? Garner more information. It seems dangerous. And if this task is something we must complete, then it would be wise to garnish as much information as possible first before going into the lion's den. But the urgency is there.
Kaladar looks to you all, looks up to Benedict, and back to Sylfi.
What of your opinions, everyone?
Before you speak, know that this is my charge. The way has been shown. You have done what needed to be done. If Senso is being wielded by a new master, the only way to claim it back is to take up the sword. And if none here wish to do so, then I will. If this ceremony is to take place, you are not to help me or the other that wishes to take up Senso. I will say this: if you wish to leave now, it will not be held against you. Sylfi, I saw how hard it was for you to leave your brother behind. I will thank you for bringing me here, but know that it is not expected for you to travel with me into this abyss. As it isn't of any of you.
Well, we have come this far already.
Benedict just kind of shrugs.
I will say that if any of you wish to take up Senso, I will support that choice. But only one can do so.
I'd rather not hear about it if I gave up my family blade. So that's a no for me.
I may fall if I am the one to challenge the wielder of this blade. You would be stuck in a dangerous situation. I am so sorry, Thorn. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I don't much like wielding swords. So, all on you, pal. However, one thing I am good at is getting information. So if you do want someone to get information on what you're going to be going into, and the other being that wants the sword, I can help with that part.
I'd rather not leave you to a duel unless we can be sure that the etiquette to such a thing will be upheld by both parties.
Jang?
I'm with you to the end, whatever path we take. If I die amongst friends.
Sylfi sort of nods, reflecting for a few seconds, a few moments. She looks up at Kaladar, her green eyes. She has a look of resolve, confidence even. I've walked alongside Valir for a while. I've seen his strength. I've seen the powers that he has. I'm not going to walk away from a friend. I'll give you my word that I won't help you in your fight. And I will not take up that blade. But I will get you to where you need to go, me and my companions. And I will assure you that we will get you out to the best we can.
And what of you, O Comb Screamer? I follow my short task.
Looks over to the sharp tusk.
Are you sure you do not wish to take up the blade?
Tell me more of this blade. I wouldn't say they're particularly a speciality of mine, but...
It is a weapon of Valir himself. On taking up the blade, you are soul-bound to it. From then, you must find worthy souls and beat them in ritual combat. If you gather enough souls, the way will be open to the realm of Valir. There, you will hold council with the god of war themselves. If you wish to challenge the god, and you do defeat Valir, you would ascend. However, there lies the true purpose of this blade. For all souls gathered by Senso come to fight at the side of Valir. How long this blade has been on this plane of existence is unknown. How many souls it's claimed is unknown. To whomever takes it up, the first soul that is claimed on that cycle is the wielder's.
Sounds a amazing and worthy path, but I don't feel that it's mine to take.
So it's me.
Do you want it?
It's my duty. I must answer the call.
But what is your choice? There's duty in this choice.
If this being that is wielding the blade holds the blade, then perhaps I could support their ascension. However, I have not met them. That would be the only choice.
Then we'll go in together. And we will support our friend's choice.
All right. Kaladar walks up to the edge of the water, looks down. You see him hold up his fist, and as he does, you see that he's wearing a ring that is in the form of, it looks like sea glass. He catches whatever little light that is in this place.
Can you all swim?
Not very well, but the friends that I have, we might not need to. And then I'll go cast sending. Do you want to go straight to Valir? Senso? Or
Yes.
do you want to find a haven?
There's no point delaying.
Senso it is. And then I'll go cast sending again. God damn it. To to Barnacle Brian and say, "It'll be good to reconvene as soon as possible. We would be interested in heading to Senso, but I'd be more interested in catching up and seeing what has occurred first. Meet us as soon as you're able."
Oi, oi!
He's going to just fang it to the meeting point.
It will help for us to breathe underwater, though.
I'll gladly assist you if you need.
That would be very appreciated.
Kaladar is going to also hand you all a potion bottle that has a bubble that seems to just sit in the middle of it. It's got an aqua color to it, the liquid, and this pink bubble that floats there also has these little tendrils that sort of like play, and it takes the form of a jellyfish.
Just in case.
These are potions of water breathing, and you all get one each.
Yay!
Does someone want mine? Actually, when I heard we were coming to a very wet place, I did actually come prepared. She reaches into a bag of holding, rummages around for a little bit for pulling out a long cloak that's in the shape of, it looks like it's got fins coming off the back of it. I don't much like wearing it because it doesn't really fit my style, but it's quite useful. As she dons her cloak of the Mantore.
Hells yeah.
Ridley doesn't even hesitate and takes the bottle.
Thank you.
Oh, I told Trent I'd never do this, but hashtag it's what Sylfi would do. Sylfi takes out a stone that Oren gave her, and she sort of looks down. This stone I could attune to, given the time, and it'll allow us to communicate telepathically for however long. My abilities and what I can do is shared with everyone who partakes in this. It will come at a heavy cost of my mental capacities, and I could risk a lot even using it. But when we're underwater, we can't talk.
If you don't want to take the downside, that is actually something I can help with.
Oh?
Wait, how many of us are there? Many of us are there. 7? One of you will not be able to communicate.
We can use the buddy system. It'll work.
But everyone else will be fine. So who doesn't care if they can't communicate for the foreseeable future? And then we don't have to have our little friend here give up her intelligence.
Dagara can follow my lead.
Yes, Shoptusk.
Perfect. I'll do it when we get in the water.
That's exceedingly useful, thank you. She puts the stone back in. It remains unused. One day, Josh.
It's okay.
We'll use it again.
So,
What are you going to do?
You know, mate, so we can all talk to each other. Like I said,
But like how?
I think about it real hard, and then it happens.
So,
That's how stuff works around me. I think about it real hard, and it works out for me.
Benedict's just
so
there.
great.
Just
This is great, Fanny. Thank you for bringing your friend along.
You're most welcome.
Jang will go person by person, pulls a small reed from her pack, and she holds it up to the throat of each person with a few little gestures and a quiet word under her breath. she casts water breathing on everyone.
Hells yeah.
Yes.
I don't feel different. Should I feel different?
Not until you're in the water. You'll be fine.
How long will it take? Will I know when Barnacle Brian has arrived? Or should I just dive in and just hang out at the bus stop? Hold my thumb out.
Yeah, I think it's a dive-in sort of situation.
Okay.
Because it is a fair trek. I'm fairly certain it is, at least. Yeah, I think it's about like 20 minutes down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. And then she closes her eyes and she's just gonna jump in.
Sploosh. Sploosh, sploosh, sploosh. Does anyone has anything that they want to say before jumping in?
Benedict lets out a long sigh for trudging into the water, holding onto his hat as he does.
Alright.
Ridley waits till last, just aware that he's going to sink like a rock and probably reach the bottom before anyone. Yeah, and then he jumps in as well.
Hells yeah. So who has a swimming speed here?
No.
Yeah, so Kalidar and Thorn both lead the way as they swim down.
Oh, turtle, yeah.
Once we are under the water though, and everyone's sort of like in view, Thorn does look around, and then each of you feels what feels like a tiny little pinprick just in the center of your forehead. And you're sort of like digs there for a second, and then suddenly each of you finds that you are able to communicate telepathically for the next 4 hours, but I'll do it again later if it's necessary.
Hells yeah.
I'd like to think when you start to realize that you're telepathic, you're just thinking regular thoughts that everybody
That
can
is
hear.
exactly what I was seeing. I was picturing Ridley sinking down, being like, "Oh, this is murky as shit."
Thank you so much for the hype train, guys. So as you guys, there we go. Thank you so much, Calindria.
Oh.
As you guys start to
Oh
delve
my
deeper
gosh.
into this ocean of blood, this big mass amounts of like liquid, just red haze as far as the eye can see, you swim for what seems like an hour. This is only due to the amount of the difficult terrain it is to be able to swim through this. So if you're moving at half speed, so it feels like it's longer.
10 feet, guys.
As you wait in this endless red, you eventually see the ethereal glow of something approaching. Behind that shroud of red, you see this ghost pirate ship come up, its sails all ripped and torn, its skeleton crew working the masts in the various places that it needs. And there at the helm, you can see Barnacle Brian.
Sylfi, I want to sort of get a general gauge of what the party is doing, as if they're... Because I don't think she's only ever talked about Barnacle Brian in the most ridiculous manner possible. So, what are their reactions?
Benedict is thoroughly bewildered as this ghost ship comes towards him, just kind of looking at the head figure. Not really sure what to say. In his mind, there is just nothing.
I think it was a seahorse.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Oh, is that why? So the masthead is the seahorse, and that's why you guys got the tattoo.
That would make sense. That's it now.
Is that a fucking ghost ship?
Yep, that's my friend. And then she like holds out her hand and starts waving down.
All aboard! Come on now!
Can you give Thorn a little jab in her shoulder? Language.
I told
I'll
you guys.
say whatever I bloody well please, thank you.
I kind of want Sylfi to start swearing now that they're around Thorn. Sylfi kind of looks over her shoulder and she says, like, I told you guys that I found met some friends upon a ghost ship on a dragon turtle.
You never told me.
Except for Thorn.
Not going to lie, I didn't think it was this true. Thought you were being metaphorical.
Nope.
What is a metaphorical ghost ship then?
Guys who seem kind of half dead. I don't know, they're weary, tired people. But if I told you I'd met people on a ghost ship before now, would you think I was being serious?
Presumably, because I have no reason to think that you would lie to me because I am lovely.
Now, the ghost ship is very cool because on its bottom you can see that it's got a dragon turtle, a skeletal one. It's just got like the skeleton of it just like hanging off the bottom because it used to be attached to the ship.
You remember the symbol underneath it, Josh?
You tell me.
It was a big old P.
Oh yeah.
P for Pog.
Poor Pog. Alright.
Stay clear of the cannons. They really hurt if you get hit with them. A friend of mine, I don't even know how she survived it. Do you remember that?
Yeah, she should have died.
She should have died.
The ghost ship, as you board, you are greeted by the faces of the dead as they all look at you. Some slack-jawed, others like angry and annoyed. Some moaning as they continue to do their work on the ship. The ship takes off at an increased speed, much faster than you were moving before, and you start to delve further into this expanse of red. It's there that you come to what looks like a giant eye. It looks up, and as it does, you can see that parts of it around the lid has started to decay and pull off. The eye itself, it looks as though it's been pierced. Parts of it sort of flow around with the various motions of the water. Sylfi, last time you were here, this eye was very much alive.
Yeah, it was. It was very much alive. Yeah, she's gonna sort of look to the others and say, that was very, very different when we left it. Oh, Barnacle Brian, what's happened?
Well, it's hard to say. Some new powerful entity rose up and took control of the entire area. All that do not want to die under the power of this new entity serve. They are a tyrant.
What happened to Rhythm and Echo and the tavern?
Destroyed. Killed. Most did not want to stand with this new tyrant. Though, those that did his will.
Sorry. Their will. Start to delve further through the pierced eyeball, and as you do, you eventually come to an end, and you can see that maelstrom is gone.
The maelstrom is gone?
The lights of Sharkana extinguished. Any life that you can see is now over inside of the boneyard. Just swashes of bone. However, they're being put to use. You can see that these bones are being animated, and an army is being made, an army of the dead.
Sylvi kind of meets eyes with Benedict.
His expression is grim and stern, and seeing this army of the dead being raised, he casts his gaze to Thorn to gauge her reaction as well.
Well, that's not fucking good.
No, that is not fucking good.
I bet you're glad you called me now, though, right?
He just kind of like, as he normally is, caught off guard by Thorn's overwhelming positivity, just... That I am.
Barnacle Brian, what happened to Suin?
That is where we're leaving tonight's session.
I had a technical question. I know we have to say goodbye to people, but just technical question, real quick. Like this telepathy, can you private message someone, or is it always automatically broadcast to everyone?
I'm gonna be very honest here. Technically, I'm cheating in how it's used because I didn't like the way it was used just from a gameplay perspective. Technically, you can all only talk to me. But that seems very unfair from a gameplay perspective, so I'm treating it like everyone has individual telepathy as long as everyone's within a mile of me, because that's the same as me relaying the messages.
Context-wise, we're just like, oh, yep, that's how it is, but...
Yeah. If you really want to think about it from a technical perspective, technically you're all talking to Thorn, who is then relaying the messages, but no, that just seems very annoying.
A lot of work, yeah.
So no. So treat it how you like.
Yeah.
It's Josh's discretion, because technically I did cheat because it just seemed better this way.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm about it.
All right. So, next week's gonna be interesting.
Yes, there's so many.
Yeah.
Oh man, Ilkley's gonna be devastated. Oh, he loved that place.
Should we say goodnight to Ra and Ellie?
We should. Okay, beautiful people.
We should, but we won't.
I'm happy to have you guys as long as we can have you.
Well then, have a lovely day then, Sarah.
I will. Working.
Chum and Chums. That's what the tavern was called.
Yep. It's a great,
it was
such
a chum
great
bucket.
name. It's the Chum Bucket, Chum and Chums.
The Chum Bucket.
Yeah. Amazing.
And the other thing that I have written in my notes, Josh, do you remember the name of the dragon turtle that we met?
It's probably in my notes somewhere.
Diego.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Ah.
All right.
Yeah.
So next week we'll find out what this army of the dead is being built for, or how. We will find out who this entity. We will find out about this entity known as Sensor. What's going on there, yeah, we'll find out whether or not Kaladar will need to take up the sword by defeating this entity, or even if Kaladar can. We might see an avatar die. That could happen.
Oh, geez.
So it is popping off. I'm very excited to see what happens next week. Thank you so much for the hype train. We're going to stick around and have a chat. We're going to say goodbye to our beautiful Jang and Sylfi. Guys, do you want to say goodbye?
Love you, goodbye.
The end.
Short and sweet.
Yeah. Sylfi?
Thanks for amazing game, everybody.
Thank you for playing.
Thank you for carrying me.
All right.
Sophie's still no, she wouldn't be because it's me now.
We're gonna stick around and chat until 11:30. Did you want to say goodbye, Ellie?
Yeah, I'm gonna head off as well because
Sick.
it's getting late. Thank you guys so much for playing and watching along as well. I love you all very, very much, and I hope you guys are having fun as well.
Hells yeah. All right.
Like, it's kind of nice to see where all the stories came from. I'm not gonna lie.
Kind of like looking through an old photo album and being like, oh.